Hello scale modelers from YouTube, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you a model kit restoration of a 1990 Mercedes-Benz 190E 2.5-16 Evolution 2. The 190E 2.5-16 Evolution 2 is one of the most emotional models in recent Mercedes-Benz history. This special homologation model brings some of the racing DNA of the car used in the Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft (DTM) in the 1990s to the road. The ultimate road-going iteration, the 190E 2.5-16 Evolution 2, was born to support Mercedes' battle with BMW and Audi in the DTM, homologating the competition version that went on to win the Manufacturers' Championship in 1991 and 1992, besting its rivals during one of the headiest periods of touring car motorsport. But even without the achievements of its racing relative, the street-legal version was fated for infamy. The almost egregiously tall rear wing and the rest of the bodywork augmentations are emblematic of the era it was born into, and although its styling has been polarizing car enthusiasts for 3 decades and counting, there is no denying that this car has presence. Under the hood, this 190E features a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with 235 horsepower and 245 Nm, associated with a GetReg 5-speed manual gearbox of the dogleg type, sending power to the rear axle. This model, with lowered suspension and Brembo brakes, announced 0 to 100 km/h in 6.7 seconds and a top speed of 250 km/h. Only 502 examples of the Evolution 2 were produced between 1990 and 1991, and for sure, the Mercedes-Benz 190E 2.5-16 Evolution 2 is quite simply one of the coolest sedans ever built. I don't have the box or the instructions manual, but from what I've been able to check on the ScaleMates website, I think that the model kit is from Fujimi, number 12051, in 1/24 scale, and it's a curbside model, issued in 1991. This build came very dirty, with some loose parts, as well as some missing parts, and the body was not painted. Regarding the missing parts, we can see that the rear left side door handle is missing, as well as the rear wing. All decals are in very bad shape, and few can be used. The front license plate support, the Mercedes star emblem on the top of the radiator, and the top roof antenna are broken, but present. Some other details I need to paint, or repaint, but let me show you my restoration process. To start with the restoration process, after disassembling all the parts that I could, I washed them, to remove the dust. In the interior, all the parts were loose, and the decals used on the front and rear seats were completely ruined, so they could not be preserved. Therefore, I decided to paint all the interior with semi-gloss black, and I was able to preserve the decal of the central console. I didn't install seatbelts, but I glued 2 aftermarket seatbelt locks at the interior side of the front seats. The back tray of the interior tube was covered with a black sticker that gives to this area a carpet look, as it can be seen from the rear window. The dashboard was also painted semi-gloss black. I preserved the decals, and on the steering wheel I painted silver the Mercedes star to highlight this detail. As I already said, the body was not painted, so I decided to paint it with metallic black, TS40, from Tamiya, with the trims around the windows flat black, and I repainted the turn signal lights with clear orange. I scratch-built the missing door handle. And as the rear wing was also missing, I used one that I found in my parts box. It was not equal to the original, but with a little adaptation, I think it became similar enough to give the car that sporty look. I glued the broken antenna on the roof. I painted silver the water expressor on the hood, and to highlight the trims on the rooftop, I used metal foil. On the front, I glued the Mercedes star emblem that was broken, and I painted with light blue symbol on the top of the radiator. I painted black the grille areas in the radiator, and I repainted the inside of the headlights with silver, and the turn signals and the lenses with clear orange. The front license plate support was loose, so I glued it in place, and as the license plate decal was not okay, I used one from my decals box. On the rear, I painted with silver the Mercedes star symbol, and the lock of the trunk, and I also repainted the taillights with clear red and the correspondent area for the turn signals, with clear orange. As the rear license plate was not okay, I used one from my decals box. The exhaust tips were drilled to open the holes, and I painted with flat black the interior of the tips. Underside, nothing was painted, so I painted the chassis with flat black, and to give it some color contrast, I painted the exhaust system with silver, the bottom of the engine, the transmission, and the gas tank with aluminum, and the drive shaft, as well as the differential, with magnesium. Finally, I dry brushed it lightly with silver to highlight the details, and the restoration is finished. So, let's see it. Just to remember, this was the initial status of the model kit before the work I just showed for the restoration process. This build came very dirty, with some loose parts, and some missing parts. The body was not painted, and the decals are in very bad shape. Now, let's turn the page and see the final result for the new life of this model kit. I'm happy how it turned out. Even if the rear wing is not exactly equal to the original, I think it became similar enough to give that sporty look to the car. I hope you like it too, and if you want, tell me about your opinion on the comments down below. For a more detailed view of this restored kit, I have some static pictures at the end, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all my subscribers. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below with any question or feedback. See you in the next video.